I don't. Mine keeps giving me that error where it won't let me go live.
Okay, right now we are live on YouTube. We're live. We're live. Okay,
Right
let's
on.
start off. What's up, guys? This is Nerd Things and More live with Euclid Mining. So we're doing the test. This is our first time actually doing this live, you know, with each other, and we've been messing around about an hour or so to figure it out, But we are live. It's just a little intro. I know nobody's probably on live now, so we're gonna be talking about crypto, I guess, right?
Yeah, for
So we
sure.
are okay. So we're still trying to configure and figure things out, and how to run this whole thing going live. And that's a for intro. So okay. So what?
So I'm just trying to get my last part because I'm trying to get you for my recording on here. So I'm
Okay.
just messing around with it. But I guess some of the stuff we were talking about was just really, I mean, you starting it off with your Caspa miners. I mean, so
Right.
you had a shelf. I mean, you had
Right. Right.
so
Right. I had a
tell me
shelf.
about it. So I
Well,
saw your other videos, but
originally I started out with mining on GPUs. That was back March of last year. I
mhm.
started doing the GPU thing. At that time, Casper was only 1 cent. So I gave it a shot. I started doing that. At that time, I was getting like 300 coins a day, which is a lot, now compared to now. And I was off and on. I would shut it off and then I turn it on. Like, oh, it's wasting too much power. This ain't gonna do anything. I doubted it. Like a penny. But you never know. So I was off and on with the thing. So and then it led up to me getting the KSOs. So I started doing that. I got two of them initially, and then when the KSO Pro came on, they came out with the KSO Pro. Then I decided to, before they were released, I decided to buy the first day, and I ordered five of them. I ordered five KSO Pros, and then after yeah, so you're not gonna get them till like a month and a half. So when I got them,
Yeah.
it takes like about a month and a half or a month to get them. So when I finally got them, originally it was saying that I was gonna get $25 a day, and I'm like, well, $25 a day per machine. But by the time I get it, and by the time I actually get it, it was only $5 a day. So then I started playing around with other things, and I just kind of like use some of the Casper money, crypto, and and, and to pay back the what is it minus. I lost some
Sure.
coin like that. You know what I mean?
Now,
And
why didn't you overclock? How come you didn't overclock your guys?
originally I
Man, you were
overclocked.
killing me inside. You know that, right?
Right, I know. I'm sure.
Dude.
You're not the only one that said the thing. Hey, you got to overclock them. Right. Originally, I overclocked the KSOs. Then I started hearing people with these little issues and problems, and then I saw like people would take like a what if you installed software, they would do like they were gonna take a cut out of it, like 1% or something, which
Yeah.
is not that bad, which is fine. But I looked at it as by overclocking, I would have to add these extra accessories, fan coolers, these you know what I mean, to
Yeah, the
keep it cool.
shrouds.
So
Yeah, yeah.
the shrouds and stuff. So I was like, okay, that's going to be like a bit of an expense there, and I'm gonna have to add this and that. And should I do it? You know what? I'm just gonna leave it like this. For now, I'm gonna leave it because I was kind of focusing on the solar, so I wanted to keep the energy costs down too. So
Sure.
because I was like, if I put one on solar and it's like 200 watts, I'm kind of calculating like, it probably won't. They all won't run overnight. So let me
Right.
go with the one, little at a time, and may possibility, move up that way. But I just kind of refrained from it after I heard people's machines are locking up, and I was like, oh, I'm not even gonna
Yeah.
mess with it right now. So that's pretty much what I did. So here I am now. I ended up mining, as you know, Bugna, etc. I
Yup.
jumped into that, as well as you did. You're mining Bugna right now at this point, right?
Well, you stopped now. What do you mine there? So I saw you're mining Radiant for one of them, but you're mining that
Right,
on
right,
unmineable.
right. I did. I ended up buying all of the Bugna, the rest that I want, because I want to hold 20 million. So all right. After I get 20 million, I'm going to move on. I did that. So recently, like 2 days ago, I decided to go ahead and get the, because I had I was up to 1.4 million of Cedra. I was like, I want 2 million. So I ended up paying about $170 and got the rest of it and just say, because I want to move on from Cedra and I want to do, Radiant. So I started doing the Radiant now. Because I'm getting the FOMO and I'm like, I don't know if this is really gonna do anything. So I set one of the machines up, which is currently right now on unmineable mining Radiant. So it gets me about 200 and something coins per day, And I left 3 of them on Humpool, on Caspa. So that's basically where I'm at this moment, because I've been debating. I was, speaking to my wife about, should I do a miner? It's going to cost me like $2,000 to get one hosted. And I'm doing all these calculations. Like, damn, to break even is probably going to take me about a year. And the problem is the emissions, and I just felt like it wasn't worth it. So I didn't do it.
Well, I mean, you got the emissions right there. You can see that.
Let's bring that up right here.
Today's the 20th. So,
right. So that's the thing that I look at. I look at
right
the
here.
emissions. Right. And today, right, the 20th, we're at 82 coins, right? You see that?
We should be at 92 coins for
right, 92. Right, 92.
The second. So yeah.
So that's the thing. Originally it was 500. You see how Cedra is. Originally when I started doing Cedra, it was 500 coins. So before they did that little emissions halving, I decided to buy more of it, and I was like, let me buy 1 million of them. So I went with the 1 million. I bought the rest before the first mini halving, I'm gonna call it.
Yeah.
I said before that, and then I paid about, I would say about $100 to get the 1 million, and from the $100 I went up to, I was in profit total. It was about 500 and something dollars. So I was like, all right, I did good here. I'm ahead of the game. So I went with that. You know what I mean? And I decided to go with 2 million, because just in case I would just sell off 1 million and just still figure out what's going to happen with the other 1 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to go up or down. I would risk the other 1 million. So now that they had, I believe their second emission right now is like 400 and something. So that's the thing. I just want to hold this because of the emission schedule. You know what I mean?
I think I've mined a whopping 100,000. Let me just pull up mine. I think I've only mined Cedra for about 100,000 total. And then I stopped because that's when I went back over to Caspa while the new KRC20 was launched. Right. So I was like, all right, let me scoop up all the money I can get there. But yeah, my 95, just shy of 95,000. So almost 100,000 Cedra. But right now it's worth $30, I mean, for 100,000.
Right.
So it ain't worth that much for what I mined. Right. But when I was looking at difficulty for some of these, that's where I start getting nervous.
When they had the KRC20, did you get it any good amount?
Oh yeah,
I got about a little more, but it wasn't nothing crazy. It was I might have gotten about 60 something coins.
What did I get? I'll tell you what I got, because I had two pools going on it to see which was better. So I split up my miners.
You know what I did? I also put them all. I switched them all to solo mining because I got so excited. So I said, I'll do it for a few hours. Let me see if I can hit a block. Because I seen some people that got like about what is it, 13,000 coins. You know, like I think was one person on what is that pool? Hero miners.
Your reminders, yeah,
13,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
13,000 coins, and I was like excited about that. I got all crazy, and then yeah, I ended up
Man,
doing that.
the problem with solo mining that I always feel like it's I mean, to me, I feel like such a degenerate gambler, because you
Right,
can mine for one day. If I mine pool mining for a month and I make $100, but I know that if I solo mine and I hit a block, I'm going to make my $100, my $100 for that month in that first day.
right,
But you
exactly,
might not
exactly.
hit that block until the 29th day, right?
Right.
So you got to mine all month long to see if you're really going to get that full. But it could be on the last hour of the last day that you
You're
hit that
right.
block.
Absolutely, absolutely correct.
And if you mine for like 1 or 2 days, you gotta,
Right, right, hey, right,
you
exactly.
gotta
'Cause
roll
sometimes
the dice.
right, I'll do it for one day, and I've done that. I solo mine for one day, and
Yep.
I haven't gotten anything, and I said, you know what? I go back to pole mining, and then I'll decide to do. Let me do 2 days. I'll do 2 days. I just wasted power. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And it doesn't do anything. I
I
remember
did
one time I did
Cedra.
it.
That's pretty much all I did with Cedra. Let's see here. I have,
I mean,
man,
Cedra and what do you call it? And Bugna. I mean, when I first started, I was hitting like major blocks, and then all of a
oh, yeah.
sudden, when it peaked up a little bit, everybody started going that direction, and just like a lot of people got these a lot of big machines, and they're gonna knock you down, and
I mean, that's all it's going to take is a couple of these, Bitmain,
exactly,
KX
exactly. Forget it.
fours or fives, and
And you're drowning. That's it. It's over.
they turn one on, and I'm drowning already.
Right, exactly, exactly. So
It's
you're
dumb.
competing with these big guys.
Yeah, they're just, there's so much. Let me see if I've got the which one I had here. Dumb. Here, this one. Here, try this. Oh, look, there's a share tab here. Did it pop up?
Okay, let me just add that one up. Okay, it
Tell me if
popped
that one
up.
popped up.
Let's see if it popped up. But let me see if I can. Okay, there you go. I had to minimize it down.
So
Okay,
this is Caspa on Mining Pool stats. So it's just the difficulty. I mean, you can see the difficulty here. I mean, it's stupid.
right.
I mean, it did drop down there a little bit, but I mean, with everybody and the new KRC 20, everybody. I mean, I hopped on it. I pulled pretty good on that. I pulled 20, almost 29 Caspa that day.
All right.
And oh no, I'm sorry. I pulled 49.53 Caspa from that day. I got $8.34 from that one day of mining. So that was a great day. But with the way it is now this is the cool thing about mining pool stats. It shows you all the other coins, or tokens, I should say, that are available over here that you can mine, that are on that same algorithm. They're on the K Heavy.
Right.
So you can look on here for that. And I mean, you look at
Right.
like Cedra. I
Right.
mean, you can see Cedra over here now. It dropped down over here only because everybody went over to mine for KRC 20.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
And
So,
I'll be honest, the only reason it hasn't popped back up is because a lot of people, probably like you and me, that have just a couple miners, they set it and they just haven't gone back yet. They
right.
they're still mining, thinking, but the difficulty is gonna, some of these Bugna too. Bugna dropped there a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but if you were mining all the way back here, you were killing it.
Right. Exactly.
I
Exactly.
mean, all of these, Prin's gone kind of downhill. That's pretty much gone to the toilet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Carlson's took a dump. Yep, there it is. There you can see that over here. They just completely dumped.
Yeah. I think right now everybody's on Caspa.
I think a lot of people went back to Caspa. The only one that even remotely doesn't have like a ton of hash rate or isn't a failed project is this Bricks. And I just started looking into them, so I haven't had a lot of time to research them, but they're the only one that has a reasonable hash rate that somebody like me with 3 miners can, I mean, I have 2 ultras and 1 pro, and
Yeah.
you know,
I got rid of my my gold shell, the one that the 1.6 gigahash. I sold it. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, because it became unprofitable. I'm at 16 cents here in New York, and it became unprofitable. And I was like, look, before it goes down any lower, I'm going to get rid of this machine. I ended up getting rid of the machine, and you know, so
next
I
time you're
want
going to send it to me.
to. Yeah.
I get 10 cents, and I get almost down to almost 8 cents on the weekends.
Oh, yeah, because you have that. You still have that deal, right? That the
Mine
electric.
changes. Yeah.
Right.
Mine,
Yeah.
mine fluctuates. So in the wintertime, mine goes down to like 9 cents during the week, and it goes down to just under 8 cents. It goes to like 7.7 cents. So I get down
So
pretty low.
have you still been testing out on solar, like tapping on it? You know what? Today I'm supposed to receive from Amazon 2 panels because I had one on the way, and it's been 3 weeks already. It got lost. I don't know what happened. So now I'm in the process of claiming that, and according to Amazon, it says
Oh,
no. I gotta
really?
wait 2 more days. Yeah, it's been 3 weeks. I have not received it. But I decided to, like 2 days ago, I decided to order 2 more panels, which according to the tracking, it's coming today. So I'm gonna get those ahead before the one that was lost. So I'm kind of messing around with that. It's a cost. It's an initial costly thing, but because I want to go like free, you know, power, and if I can mine on free power with the low energy
Yeah.
consumption miners, I don't have to pay any electricity. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's a man, it's an undertaking. I mean, for what
Right,
you're doing.
right. Because you're running these machines 24 hours a day. And I remember when I was doing the Ethereum thing, I had these all of these GPUs running, and my bill was like $1,500 a month.
Yep.
That was it's scary. You know what I mean? It's like you're putting
My
out all
wife
this.
lost it when she saw the power bill.
Right,
She,
exactly. I mean,
she
I've
went
heard other
nuts.
people over $2,000 power bills. I mean, you got to give that money. I mean, you could be making some profit, but you're still gonna give away the ones that are winning are the power companies. You know what I mean?
Oh
It's
my
like,
God, yeah.
yeah, it's like a lot. You know.
I told my wife when I first started mining, I said, look, if the police ever come to the door, they may think that we have a grow farm, like you're trying
Right.
to
That's
grow
right. That's
marijuana.
another thing because now the thing is like they use those helicopters over your head, and they monitor. They can see the heat coming, so they're gonna think it's a grow farm that you have in the house. You're
Well, I mean,
warming
my
up the
electric bill is
plants.
$200 a month, and then all of a sudden it's like 12, 13, $1,400, and there's this heat bloom coming out of my house.
Right. I've heard somebody got raided like that.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
happened to
yeah.
them. That they got raided, and actually it was their miners in the basement, and
Yep. I told her, I said, if the cops ever show you, just let them in. Just show
because
them
my
what.
right, because my basement is generally cold or freezing cold. It's
Yeah.
between that cool, cold, or freezing cold. And it really made my basement really hot. I was like, wow, it's scorching down here, you know, with all of
Yep.
the power that's being, consumed, and the heat, those
Oh
gold
my
shells,
God.
forget it. Those gold shells will heat up your entire room.
They are hot, man. They
Yeah,
get
they
going.
run hot.
I put them around my house in the wintertime. I gotta be
Right,
honest. I have the little mini gold shells like the SC box or any of those like that Caspa miner that you had, the gold shell
right,
one.
Right.
Man, I put one in. I put one or two in the bedroom and one over.
I thought about that, doing the
Dude,
same thing. I was like, should I put one in the bedroom? Should I put one in the living room?
see, my wife likes it cold. She likes it chilly, and
No,
you
I
know,
like it warm. I like it hot.
I like it a little warm, you know, a
Yeah.
little bit. So I put those miners around, and it takes the chill off the room. So I'm okay, but she's still happy, and we barely use our heat in our house. I swear to God, we barely turn our heat on, except when when it drops down to 30 degrees outside, 20 degrees, you got to kick the heat on. But for the most part, I just use my miners. I love it.
Wow.
It's super
Yeah.
cheap.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me see what else I got on here. Yeah. So as far as mining though, I don't know what I'm gonna right now. I've left my stuff on Caspa just because I just
I
haven't
have
changed it.
I have two on Caspa and one on a mineable mining. What is it? Radiant.
And
Right
yeah,
now,
Radiant. Yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking about getting another one of those ultras, but I'm like, I don't know. Let me wait because they're probably going to come out with something else. You know.
Yeah, well, this fall they'll be coming out with all of them, but let me here, let me
Okay, let me
so
test
an
this.
ultra right now on their site. Let me
I'm just I can show the comments or something. I'm just playing around with it. There's somebody on here says, okay, endless routes says, yo, hey, what's up, endless routes? Okay, Ninja Kid, hey, what's up?
hey
Hey,
guys.
what's up, Ninja Kid? So we are here testing our first live together. So we're figuring it out. Okay, so what do you have up here?
Right here, Ice River Ultra.
Okay, you got the Ice River Ultra, which is 129.
A
And
129, dude. They're
right,
practically giving them away at this point.
right,
Man.
right. They're
Like,
giving them
take
away.
them. Take.
Take them, take them.
They're
I
just,
believe I wouldn't be surprised if they come out with a 1 terahash model. You know what I mean?
that 1 gigahash has just got the one board. If they crammed in two boards, they'd be 800 gigahash. They're almost there. Uh, they're they're just pumping the hell out of these right now. This fall, when the new miners come out, when Bitmain drops theirs, Ice River will drop more of theirs. It's going to get ridiculous. How can you compete? I've got 1.1 terahash. This miner right here is 15 terahash. This thing laughs at me. I can't compete. I
Right.
just can't compete.
Yeah.
And unless you got somewhere to support a miner like that,
Right. That's the thing. The heat and all of that, and
have
the
you turned
heat.
one of those on? Have you ever
No,
used one?
no, I don't have the
Ooh.
connect. I know I can mess around with the electric, and I'm just the kind of afraid I'm going to cause a fire. I'm going to
Man,
trip some stuff here. You
you
know what I
need
mean?
and the noise that comes off of these things. If you've never heard one, well, you've watched Voscoin's channel, so
They sound extremely overly
you
loud.
he's
They're
got the
too
volume turned down on his videos. Man, it is loud. I back last bull run, I used to have the L3 pluses, and I put them inside of igloo coolers, and I cut
okay.
holes on the sides where I can exhaust air in and out, and in the cooler it made it a little quieter. But man, it is these big boys are so loud. You can't hide it. There's nowhere to put it to hide it
Yeah,
anywhere.
yeah. That's why there's like three issues that I'm having that for me to run one of those.
I would have gotten big miners again, but I just the noise is just so much.
Endless routes goes, why are they so cheap? I assume that they're just trying to get rid of the whatever stock that they have, and they're gonna come out with something else. They're just about that's one of the things that I believe that they're going to come out with with a new miner, and I won't be surprised with a 1 terahash. you know, uh, Ice River. That's what I kind
No,
of think.
they're just trying to get rid of them when the new stock comes out, when Bitmain, when they drop it, and anybody else who's making these, the difficulty just keeps increasing with Caspa, and there's never going to be a point where these are going to be anything. They'll be eventually just completely unprofitable. What's the profitability on these right now anyway? Here, I've got mine the ASIC.
It's on those for me. It's like cents. It's probably about 20 cents to be honest with you.
All right, so here it is. So for me, I'm using ASIC miner value. Let me share that one real quick.
Ninja
So-
Kid goes, my wife would never allow that in the house. I would stick to home ASICs like the Jazz Miner and Mini Doges.
Those are great ones. I've never gotten a Jazz miner, and I wanted to get one. I wanted to get one of those flat server rack ones, and because you can stack them real easy. But the mini Doge, that's the same as the one that you just got rid of, your Caspa miner. It's the same.
Right.
It's the same ones. You know, they sell the hell out of those things.
I was like, I hope that I'm not doing the wrong thing by getting rid of this miner. You know,
I think it was a good thing. I mean, well, look at the profitability for these. Look at this.
yeah.
The Ultra.
When I saw I went negative, I was like, you know what? Let me just move on. Do it now before I'm dead.
Well, how much you said? You're 16 cents?
I'm 16 cents.
All right, so here, let me put this up to 16.
I used to actually be 11 cents. Now I'm at 16 cents. I was at that, you know, and that's
There you go. That's your profitability right there. 14 cents a day on that Ultra, and you're negative 12
yeah, you see.
on your Pro.
Yeah, you see. See, I'm at 14 cents on the Ultra. You see that?
See, now if I go down to my 10 cents, I'm 28 cents. See, now my Pro, though, I have overclock. So I've got that at 300 gigahash.
Okay.
So that one, I haven't overclocked my Ultras, but I need to. I need to squeeze as much out of them as possible.
And this Ross goes, wow, 20 cents. Yeah, actually, it's less than that.
20 cents. Yeah. Ask him, what does he pay for electric?
Yeah.
Or I guess if I say he hears me too.
Unless Ross goes, same. My wife would be turned that off.
Man, they are so loud. That's why I love those little mini gold shells. I love them. You can stick them all over the house in the wintertime, and you can plug them into regular outlets. Oh, you pay 11 cents. All right. That's not bad. That's not bad, man. My electric went up over last year. I was paying just 8 cents for my electricity.
Well, not bad.
It was, and then on the weekends, it was like 7 cents. It was like 7.5 cents. It was amazing. And then they obviously everything's been going up.
Was it the same? I know because I watched a video of you changing companies. You were deciding to do like a contract thingy with another company. Is it the same company?
Yeah. No, I couldn't find anybody else that I could get for my area. So no, there he is. Solar.
Yeah, I want solar. I'm a little off grid. The solar thing is going to be initial cost. You know what I mean? It's
How much are those panels?
Those panels, I'm getting them for about $70 a piece on Amazon right now.
That's not that bad.
And they're 100 watts, supposedly generate about 100 watts. But for me, they're generating about 60 something watts.
Can you buy a panel that's like $500, but it gets 500 watts?
You can get a panel like that. It's going to be much larger. That's what I pretty much saw. And it probably a little, for the price or whatever, it might be a little bit smaller, but more efficient, a little more efficient. But it's pretty much a larger panel. It's going to be, that's what I saw. I've been looking through panels and like pretty much you're going to like double the size or, like let's say 100-watt panel, right? Is whatever the size it is, and you go for a 200-watt. It might be a little smaller than 200-watt panels. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little smaller, but it's still a larger size panel. That's what I saw. Pretty much a doubling. It might cost you more money also to try to get a little smaller one. It's just a little smaller, but you're doubling the power. You know what I mean? It's just saving. That's what
I need several thousand watts. I mean, my GPU miners pull almost 2,000 watts by themselves. So, my power gets a little crazy. And let me follow up my verse. There you go.
I've never gotten into the phone mining.
See that?
Aren't you into the phone mining thing? You got.
Yep, I'm putting my video up later today. I just did my upgrade to my upgrade
I
of
I
my
have a
farm.
few phones that are like old phones. I just throw them in, my drawer or whatever. But I've never gotten into. I've thought about it several times. Like, maybe I should try it. Maybe I should. So I looked at a couple of videos how to set that up and stuff. I don't know.
Man, I'll show you how to set up here. Let me share this one. This is my farm here.
Okay, I see.
So I've got the bottom one is a Ryzen 7. That's my CPU miner. And then I've got a total of 18 Orbit Joy phones. And then I've got 2 Pixels, an AO3, and a Cat one and a Cat phone. So I've got those are all my phones that I've got going. So a total of 22 phones and 1 CPU miner.
Right. So the good thing about the phones, they don't drain a lot of power. They don't use a lot of power. But how's the battery issue thing? Because I've heard a lot of people with the batteries bloating and stuff like that.
All right. You want me to spoil my video? I'm gonna spoil it. I'm gonna show you. All right. Spoiler. If anybody's watching live, you get the spoiler. So I've got one phone. I used to have 2 AO3 phones up here. I had number 1 and number 2, and one of them just shut off one day, and I got the bloating. It split the phone in half.
How do you prevent that? Is that because it's fully charged 24 hours a day, 7
See,
days
it didn't split. Yeah. So just that one side just popped open, just split right open. Now, here's the thing, is that everybody says that when you leave it plugged in all the time, that constant charging causes the battery bloating. And that's what your problem is. So the idea is that you want it to turn off and on. So it's not being charged and the battery discharges like you would normally just be using your cell phone, and then it turns back on and it charges it and then it turns off. So I've got a timer on.
Okay, that's great. You have a timer hooked up to
and
the
I
power.
thought that would, then the battery's charging and discharging. It's going through its normal cycles. And I thought that would work. Well, I only had 1 tray of phones on a timer as I was testing it. And wouldn't you know it, the 1 tray that had the timer had this phone on it. So even discharging and charging and doing all the preventative things I could do, it still popped. It still popped. And in my video, I even mentioned, for comments down below, was if you had like 100 phone farm, would you expect 1 to pop every month? Or is this like did I get struck with lightning? It's like a once in a lifetime thing, or I don't know, because I've just got into this just a couple months ago, and this is my first one that bloated. But man, it really it popped. But
unless Ross says fans and timers.
That's what I got. I got timers on it, and I'm in my room that it's in is a very cool room, so I don't have to worry about a lot of heat. So it's not bad. But the timer, I had it charging for 3 hours, and then the timer would turn off for 1 hour, and then it would just do that on and off throughout the entire day and night. So,
but what happens if you remove the battery and just have it plugged in? Will that work, the phone?
So a lot of these phones, as a matter of fact, I was going to do that. I was going to buy, because I love these Orbit Joy phones, the OJ phone, and I was going to buy one that's broken, and I was actually going to dismantle it to see how much of the phone I can take apart and that it may still function, allowing more cooling, by taking off like this back panel that, you can take that panel off and expose the back of the phone so it doesn't heat up as much. A lot of the batteries are built in, so you can't take them out. That's the problem.
So the bloating is mainly caused from heating, or just the discharging and charge, or the continuous charging?
There you go. Heat is the enemy of any electronics, right? Yeah. But then the phone is just the overcharging, because it's not meant to do that. It's not intended. Right. So that's why I thought the charging discharging would save me, but it did not. It didn't, and it popped. But it's all right. It's an experience.
But it was just one phone, right?
Yeah, just the phone. just a regular one of my
just,
phones.
just that one phone.
Yep, just that one
You
one
get
pop.
and you get those. Do you get those phones like really cheap, like eBay type of thing?
There's a guy that I was
deals.
getting them off eBay. He sells them to me for $20 a piece.
Oh, that's not bad.
And good phones go for like 25, $30. The only kicker is that the phones that I'm getting, they have to be activated through Verizon.
Okay.
So I bought 15 phones, and then I bought an activation plan for $30, and then activated all the phones, and then canceled my membership.
Yeah, I saw the video you were talking about that.
So that's the one I'm going to be putting out. I'm giving up my whole video. I'm not putting my video up anymore. I just told you everything. That's it's ruined everything. What's this? So that's the next test I was going to do. So I'm doing 1 hour off and 3 hours charging, and I was going to go to 2 and 2. I was going to go 2 off, 2 on, 2 off, 2 on, and try and do that instead. Because my timer, I can set it for basically unlimited, cycles. So I was going to do what he's saying, what Endless Route said, change the timer to 2 hours.
Wow, you're sneaky. I struggled with that.
Oh, maybe I was talking about getting them all registered. Yeah, I don't know. But like I said, I added those 15. I've got a pretty good bunch. I'm happy with it. It makes pretty good money. Here's my money on this. So I'm getting, well, this isn't totally right for the 15-day count because I added phones about a week ago. So they've only been mining for a week. So this $21 is probably going to be more like $25 for 15 days. So I'm making about $50 a month.
Okay.
On the phones. But if you look at my power for them, where's my power? There you go. That's my power here. This is my winter rate here. So I'm paying $11.67 a month in power. That's my that's what I pay for all of my phones. And it's making me about 50, and I'm paying out about $12 a month in electric. Okay. So I make about $38 a month.
Okay, not bad.
That's not bad, really. I mean,
it is not bad.
My Caspa miner is making $1 a day, if that. I mean, what were we at over here for the Caspa miners? Where was that? What was I making? Dashboard. So I'm making $1.67 right now mining Caspa, and $1.67 times 30 is $50. So I make the same amount of money on one of my miners as I do with my phones, but I think that these miners that we have are going to be losing value because of the emissions and because the hash rate is going up.
Right. Those two things right there are just going to kill the whole thing,
Yep. Those are Verizon phones. All those OJs, they're all Verizon phones. But like I said, I got the plan after I bought 15 of them. And then I think that
the emissions, I think that should make it more valuable, though, in a way. You know what I mean? Like, it's more rare, the coin, harder to get.
The value will go up in the coin value. So Caspa will go up to a dollar eventually, maybe. Not financial advice, but I think it will go to $1. But the amount of mined coins that you can mine will be virtually nothing in the next few months with these miners. I just don't think they're gonna.
Right. Yeah, me either. I don't think.
The difficulty just goes too high.
Yeah.
It's going to crush us. So the next thing is going to be going over and finding one of these coins over here that's going to be a little bit more profitable.
Did you ever try that Carlson coin?
Carlson's dead.
Yeah,
Carlson's dead. Print is dead. I think the projects are actually, I'm not sure. I haven't looked into them. I just know that when you look at their.
Oh, you know what? How did you do with the KRC20? You was gonna buy those coins, whatever ghost coin.
I did. I minted.
You manage to purchase them? because I know some people that had trouble getting them, and
Yep.
everything's sold out. So you
Everything
got
got
them.
minted. Everything got minted. If you
All
want
right,
any of
you
it,
got it.
almost every single token that came out that day got minted fully. So if you haven't minted it, then you're going to have to actually go and buy it.
Right,
And yeah, I took initially $600 worth of my Caspa,
right.
and
And,
I rolled the dice on this. Remember, I was
right.
telling you it's either going to
Yeah,
be,
you
it's like
told me
going
you're
to
gonna do
Vegas, it's red or
three or
black,
black.
you know,
Yeah.
you got to, who knows? So I split it up and I did a couple of each. Let me bring up my Casper wallet. I don't think I could show it on here, but I'll tell you what I got. So I minted Castor Coin. I minted Nacho. Those are the only two
Okay.
that I minted. I
I
tried
think
to
those are the
do,
most popular ones at this point.
well, the Casper, I wanted to get, and I also wanted to get K-Dog. The problem was that some of these tokens, when everybody was going crazy, they were like, well, we're gonna wait on putting our tokens out to be minted until some of the fees come down. The problem is that they didn't tell anybody that initially. And so a lot of people minted tokens and they lost their money on it. So a lot
Yeah,
of
I've
people were
heard something
pissed
like
off.
that. That people were losing their money. I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Man, a lot of money. And I only put $50 because I was testing it. So I lost probably about $100
Okay.
in minting, because at first I tested it just a little bit before I minted my
Right.
full batch.
That's what you got to do. You got to test
Because I
it.
was that
I would have done the same thing too.
I
I know
should
you
have only
told me
done
about
like
the
20
minting,
bucks.
but I was like, I don't know. And then I looked at the website and stuff like that. I was trying to figure it out. I was like, I don't know. Let me just sit back and relax. This is probably all gonna be sold out, but I'm just
You
gonna
can,
stand by the sidelines and just watch.
you can still buy them. You can buy them on the Caspa bot. There's was it Caspot? You can get Caspot and you can still buy them. They're the pricing's not too bad. They're still a little bit, they're probably going for like point. Some of them were like 0.00002.
Right.
There was one. I know Castor was, I think, 0.00 something. So it wasn't too far off of a penny. I think it was the P dog. Was it dog? One of them is almost a penny already. I mean, like, which was insane to see. But we'll see. We'll see. I grabbed a couple. I didn't grab that much,
Yeah, you never know. I mean that not much could be a lot. It could be
Well,
worth a lot, a
I
whole lot.
screwed up. I screwed up with mine on my minting. And I stopped minting because I was frustrated after I lost a couple bucks like that. So I minted the two that I knew I could, and I stopped. So I probably minted about $200 worth of KRC20 tokens. And then I lost about $100 in screw ups. So I'm into it for about $300 total, but I only minted about $200 worth of tokens. So I don't know. I don't know.
Endless Roscoe's. One day maybe I'll join or have you on. Yeah, join. We're trying to create a little group thing. We talked about it, and so we can get a
Heck
few
yeah.
minors and chit chat. We can have a thing going. Spend an hour or so. You know,
I'm gonna have to check out his channels. He's got a YouTube channel, Endless Routes.
I don't. I'm not even sure. Check it out.
No.
See, bring it up. Pop it up on the screen if you can.
Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Endless Routes.
Endless. Do you have a YouTube channel there?
Yep, this is his. Hang on.
Okay.
Here you go.
We're putting you on blast. There you go. You're on now.
There he is.
Free promotion.
4,600
All
subscribers,
right,
man.
you're doing better than
He's better than me. He's going to bring us up. Endless Routes.
Yeah, so we don't mind having. Of course, we talked about it. We were saying that we're going to get other people on, and
Yeah. He's got some good videos on here. That's cool. Oh, he's got some Raven. What's he doing with Ravencoin? I tried to mine
It-
Ravencoin for a while.
I tried it, and I ended up selling it. I
So
tried so many different coins, and I just, all right, I'm gonna get rid of it, and I'm just going to, put it somewhere else, put the money somewhere else, put the money somewhere else. I tried to
Ravencoin
go.
is it's proof of work algorithm. It's Kapow is just it's so energy intensive. It just creates so much heat that I just stopped mining Ravencoin. Anything Kapow related, I just stopped because of so much heat that comes off of it. It was just too much. It was just too much.
Ninja Kid
Now,
goes. Any new coins you guys are looking at?
I don't know,
Right now, I'm doing the, what do you call it? The what's that coin that I doing unmineable? I
Radiant.
forgot. I'm doing Radiant. That's I just want to have a little bag of it just in case. That's one of them. But I'm thinking about going back to get some Dogecoin as well. And what's the other coin that I thought about? What about a lithium? You guys thought about a lithium? You thought about a lithium? I don't know. I'm standing behind. I'm just like, I don't know. Just backing out of that.
Man, those miners, again, those gold shells, they're putting out those little mini miners and stuff.
I actually like them, but the thing is that the efficiency is like,
Dude,
if
they're
they're
gonna
making
end
at
up
least $5 a day, that would be great.
they're gonna end up just like the Caspa miners. They're gonna
It's I
pump out so many miners.
exactly.
It's
I
it's
like the
nuts.
machine. It looks good. The quality of it.
Hmm.
I like the machine. I actually like them. They look good, and they function well. But it becomes like, you know, uh,
I hear you, man.
it's
It's
just
there's
it
your
just
radiant
becomes
right
like a
there.
toy. On your,
Yeah.
and this Rascals, I cover all sorts of stuff on my channel. I feel like Walmart. Walmart. You never know what I might review next. Yeah, yeah. You're not the only one. A lot of people are like all over the place. You try this, you try that. I've done a lot of stuff. I've even lost a lot of money as well. It's a
Join the
hobby for
club.
me. It's something for me to do. Right now at this point, this is pretty much a hobby thing. This crypto thingy. The only time I've ever honestly made real money was I actually purchased Dogecoin. I had told you about it last week, I believe, uh, or before, whatever. With Dogecoin, I ended up putting in $16,000, and it went up to about 120,000. But I didn't initially sell at that point. I ended up selling about of roughly about 90 something thousand dollars. But at that point, then I started doing other stuff, buying all these GPUs. I bought like $20,000 worth of GPUs, and this you get it's so involved, man.
I love it. I've got into CPU mining. That's what I was saying about your shelves. Those shelves you got are perfect, man. To put some
I
CPU miners.
right. I and specifically I bought those shells to put up miners, to put up miners. I was like, I'm gonna get it's two shelves, and I just put them together. I got those from what's that store? I forgot what the name of it. One of those
IKEA.
stores. Yeah, IKEA. Exactly. I purchased them from IKEA specifically for mining. That's what
Yep.
exactly. I got them from IKEA. I put those two shelves up together, and I was like, I'm just gonna use this for this spot here for mining. To set up things. I went into the CPU mining. I had a bunch of rigs up. I ended up
Yep.
selling some of it, getting to recoup some of the money to go into another thing. Just all over the place. Now I'm in the salad thing. I got two machines up. One of them is off. One of them is on salad, and I supposedly got a container which is making like fraction of a penny per hour.
What kind
I'm
now?
just
What's your
up.
CPU in that? What do you got running on that one?
I ended up purchasing recently a 5950X Ryzen one, and I went and got more memory, 64 gigabytes memory, and I left two other ones, which is about 80 total of 80 gigabytes of memory of RAM, and I ended up purchasing a 4060 GPU Ti one. I got that one. That's the one that's running currently. That was another 400 and something bucks there, But the
Yeah.
other one that I just started yesterday, I spent a few hours doing. I had to reinstall Windows and stuff. That took me a while because it wasn't doing what I wanted to do. And that one has a 3060 on it, but I have it off.
Hmm.
So, I spent a few $100s on that,
Yeah, I bet.
But and I figured, worst case thing, I can use it for editing videos. It's a faster computer than I have right now, my editing computer.
That's something that's really underrated, and I've talked about that on my radio show when I talk about hardware, is that so many things don't that people get into mining and people say, why don't you just buy the coin, and this and that. But, people always discount not just mining, that you're earning the coin at a discount, but you also have that hardware
Right,
left.
right,
So,
right,
you've got a computer, like I've got this Ryzen 7 that I'm using for CPU mining right now, but I might turn this Ryzen 7 into a salad machine. You know what I mean? So it's versatile. I could do so many different things to earn money. And then eventually, maybe when it becomes a little more outdated or I don't want to do it, I can then use it for editing videos, like you were just
right,
saying.
right,
There's so
exactly.
many things. Look, eventually, when it's really
Yeah,
outdated, I'll give it to my kid, and
right.
let him beat it up for a while.
That's
Uh,
what I kind of ended up doing. Like, after I started getting rid of my GPUs, I was like, look, I know my son is the gamer, so I was like, let me give him the best GPU that I have. I gave him a 3060. I gave him the best CPU. I just started swapping his stuff out, gave him
sure.
more memory, and I ended up doing that.
Yep.
But for editing, definitely, you got to have if you do a lot of videos and stuff, you got to have a backup, because if you shut down, you're done. I
I
have
know.
I have 3 computers that are actually backups for my main editing computer, because if one goes down, which I had issues before, I have another one and another one. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to get stuck like that.
No, I've
I'll be
got I've got preloaded. After I set up my computers, I usually do a mirror. I do an image of them,
okay.
and I back them on
Yeah,
other hard drives. So if I ever have
yeah,
problems,
that's what
man,
I
I
do
just
too.
I just swap stuff out all the time. I mean, I got some stuff I wanted to get going. I got a terabyte I'm supposed to be putting in mine for backing up all my videos and stuff. I just haven't
Ninja,
got. I got so much stuff to do. I haven't
Ninja.
gotten to all these projects.
Yeah,
What's
you
Ninja
can
Kid
go one
got?
project after project. Ninja Kid goes. I'm looking into a new script coin called Bitrate. Bitrate.
So if you look at if you just type in something like Litecoin and you just go to Litecoin, it'll tell you right here ASIC script, and then it'll tell you all the different coins that are available under the script algorithm. And
Right.
let's see, what's this guy? What's he gonna mine? What was it called?
Or Bitrate. Bit Bitrae.
RAE.
It's just
There it
totally
is.
spec. It's a totally spec coin.
Yeah, spec mining, love it.
Yeah.
Well,
You never know.
somebody,
It's a hit or miss. You never know. You just never know what.
how old is it? How old is that coin?
Unless Roscoe's. Thanks, guys, for chatting with me. It's been a great stream. I love learning and listening to you guys. Very knowledgeable. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, one day we'll have you on here too. We're
For
testing the
sure.
waters out.
How much is on here? There's 14 and a half gigahash, and L3 puts out about what, 500 megahash. So that's only like 28. That's like 29 L3s. I mean, I got it. What, I got 12 L3s out in my garage right now. I
Okay,
could
so
throw another
you have
six
them in your
six
garage.
gigahash onto this thing.
They're on and running right now. You have them running the L3s.
No,
Okay,
I put them back on for a little bit because I was
okay.
checking bells, because now you can triple
Right,
mine.
right. That's one thing I was just recently clicking and looking, and
Yep.
I'm like, okay, you could triple mine. Okay, let me see how much would I make. I'm trying to figure that out.
Let me see if I've got mine still up here. I I was on it. I did it for 24 hours because I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a video, 24 hours mining and blah blah blah. And I did it. And I was like, well,
Right.
that was a total waste.
Right. That's what I do. I test things like that. I do like a 24-hour thing. I'll test things like I'll test like a solo mining for 24 hours. Am I gonna hit a block? Am I not? And I start doing calculations. That's what I did with Bugner and the other ones. Whoa, I'm getting some good coins here. Let me leave it on there. Let me just grab a bag, set it aside, hold it. I wouldn't mind purchasing some of it, which I did, and just move
Sure.
on from there. And just hold that amount because you never know. Imagine that. Bugner goes up to $1. I got 20 million bucks.
I mean, the market cap would have to
Oh
be,
my god.
you know,
Right. That's another thing you have to look at. You have to look at the market cap, look at Bitcoin's market cap, and you're like, it's not gonna go there. Okay, I'll go with 25 cents. Maybe if I hit 25 cents, I'm still a millionaire. So I go like, try to go down reasonable. Okay, if it goes up to a penny, okay, I'll still be a millionaire. I'm satisfied with that. You
yeah,
gotta
I mean,
you gotta hit
that's
with
what it comes down
taxes.
to. Where is it acceptable?
Right,
Like
exactly. That's what I do. I try to
everybody's
do that
different.
where it's acceptable and say, okay, where's this been? Where's this going? And let me just go below and just be like, where is it acceptable? And I'm not gonna get stupid and say, okay, if it goes up to $20, you know what I'm saying?
Here, this is my triple mining for a day. I got a penny in Litecoin. I had some Z in there from before. I got 67 cents in Doge, and I got 6 cents in Bellcoin. So a total, well, it's 12 cents. So 83 cents. So I made about 83 cents
Okay.
for a day, 24 hours mining with an L3 plus that's not overclocked. I just had it set at its stock 500, I think it was 505 mega hash. And the power was around also about 500 watts. So if I put in 500 watts here, it cost me $1.30 to run that miner for the day, and I made, what did I say, like 80 something cents.
Okay.
I basically made nothing. I made 83 cents, and it cost me $1.30 to run the miner.
Okay.
So a total bust. Even though you're getting bells, the L3 plus is not viable yet. We
Right.
need,
But if the coin goes up, then
well, if we can hit a damn bull market,
right. Everybody talks about that bull market, bull market, bull
everybody's
market.
waiting for it. I mean,
Well,
Bitcoin,
maybe in October because September supposedly supposed to be a bad month with crypto, right? And maybe it'll start to pick up on October. I got a Ninja Kikos. I got a nice bag of Bugna and Cedra, all solo mined. Yeah, so that's the thing, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. But I ended up, I mined a lot of it, but I ended up purchasing because I wanted to get a certain amount. And I was like, let me just buy it and get it over with and just move on from this and hold this and see what happens.
yeah, yep, it's worth it. I mean, you got to commit to it. You got to commit to one or the other. I mean, if you look at my portfolio of coins that I've mined, I've got $30 of this one,
Right,
$40 of that one, $25 of that one, and then some of them I've got, like Caspa. When I used to GPU mine it, I got a good bag of Caspa. That's how I was able
okay,
to get a lot of the
right,
Ultra and the other miners because of it.
right,
That's why I had no problem minting those tokens, because all this was
right,
from a year and a half ago,
right,
but a lot of my coins, I try spec mining this, a little of that, and
right, yeah,
then you realize, it's not really worth it, and it
right,
wastes
right,
your time.
yeah,
But I don't know. I've got some that I stick with, but we had a good run this week with Bitcoin.
yeah,
Bitcoin did pretty good.
yeah. What do you think Bitcoin is going to? What do what do you think Bitcoin is going to be next year? Like on the bull market, I'm going to just go with. I would say tops I'm gonna go with 85,000. I know a lot of
Yeah.
people saying 100,000 and this. I'm gonna go safe. I'm gonna say okay, 85,000. That's what I think. 85 grand. I don't know.
I'm
I'm going with 85.
calling 125.
Woo! That's a possibility. I've heard a lot of people say 120, 100,000. I'm going with the 85. I'm gonna stay safe. I'm gonna go with the.
I don't know. You know
You know,
what I get nervous?
I don't have any Bitcoin. I've ended up, obtaining it, having it, selling it, rebuying it again, or mining it. I did a lot of that stuff, and I just felt like I'm just not gonna make enough money with this. Let me go with the other ones.
When you look at Bitcoin, I mean, to be honest, I mean, I got into this because it was fun. And then
Yeah,
when I
it's
started
fun,
learning
right?
about
It's
coins,
interesting, fun.
something might pop, right? And that's it. We're all looking for that lottery ticket. Which coin or token is going to be the lottery ticket, right? And the truth is that Bitcoin, in my opinion, is not that lottery ticket, because even if you had one Bitcoin and you bought it at 50,000, let's say you bought one Bitcoin at 50,000. Now let's say Bitcoin goes to $100,000.
Right.
You doubled your money.
Right.
But
you got to pay that tax. The tax.
No. Look at Cedra. Cedra made 10 times itself.
I know where you're going with this.
Or 20 times itself. So, now you may be nervous buying $50,000 worth of Cedra over $50,000 worth of Bitcoin, but there's a lot of coins and tokens out there that you could put your money into that's more stable,
Right.
And I don't want to say all these coins and tokens. I don't want people to think to go and buy these things, but
exactly.
there's some out there that are going to pump. Dogecoin is going to hit $1 in the next run. Not financial advice, but you could assume it's going to hit $1. So when you look at Dogecoin right now, I mean, what's it at? Where's Dogecoin?
Yeah, right now I only have 6 Dogecoins.
All right, Dogecoin is 10 cents right now. Dogecoin's 10 cents. If it goes to $1, that means it's going to 10x itself, right? If Bitcoin goes to 100 grand, it's only going to 2x itself. So whereas Bitcoin is, everybody knows Bitcoin and it sounds great. I got Bitcoin. But really, when it comes down to how much money it's going to make for you as far as 1x, 2x, 10x, I think Dogecoin will go to $1 again when the bull run hits. And that means it's going to 10 times itself. So
possibility that might
if I was going to do it, and that's me personally, I would buy $50,000 worth of Dogecoin. First off, I wouldn't buy $50,000 worth of Dogecoin anyway, but I'd probably spread it out on several projects just in case. But I don't think I would spend 50 grand on Bitcoin knowing that it's just going to probably hit 100 or 125. It's not going to be enough. I'm looking for the lottery ticket, friend.
That's I think the same way too. Like
I've paid off all of my equipment through all of my earnings. I have made my money back. I am fine. From the last bull run, I crushed it. Everything that I got almost is paid through crypto. So I'm fine.
That's like Rapid Mining. He does the same thing. He buys everything to crypto. That's how
and now what I have in crypto, that's my lottery ticket. That's my lottery ticket. We're going to roll the dice. We're going to Vegas, call it what you will, but that's how I look at it now. I'm just having fun with it, and maybe something pops, maybe it doesn't.
Right. It's fun. I like messing around with it.
It is fun. It really is. I've had a blast doing this. There's so many cool things, so many great projects.
Do you still have a lot of GPUs?
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I pulled my camera. You can see
a lot of boxes back there.
That's my grow tent behind me right here. It's filled with GPUs.
I had a lot too. I was like, I got to move this money somewhere else. I have to get rid of this GPU.
Yeah, I've got two in that rent. I've got 2 8-card rigs. I got a 8-card 3060, and I've got an 8-card 3060 Ti. And then I've got another 6-card rig with mixed and match RX cards and one A4000. And that's what I have left. That's what I have for GPUs. Everything else I have is in ASICs, CPU mining, or now cell phone mining. So I've got my thumb in a lot of different pies, you know.
Yeah.
I gotta just you never know. You never know what's going to be the most fun or the
Right. You
you
never
know.
know.
I love working on this stuff. I love, and let's get into that really quick. I don't want to keep you forever, but I want to talk to you
I'm good. I'm good.
about your repairs, my
Oh
friend,
yeah.
because that is hot poo.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
that is
basically,
the coolest thing in the world. And I want to do it. And tell me how expensive it is and tell me about the equipment and stuff, because that's what I want to know.
okay, the equipment can be a little pricey, because you have to get all of this type of equipment. You got to get, because basically you're doing everything is like microscope type of thing. Everything's tiny, you
Yeah.
know, and then you have to get these um, equipment that you'll be able to do this desoldering and stuff like that. You're doing micro soldering, so you need microscope and what is it? All these type of equipment. But anyway, so it may be a little pricey initially. I spend like 2 grand, let's say, or around roughly. But once you get the stuff, you already got it. So the thing is, I decided to go with looking for miners that I can possibly fix, because a lot of people just try to just get rid of it because it
Yep.
doesn't work. It just doesn't work, and they don't want to ship it out to China. They're out of warranty. You know what I mean? They don't want to do that. It's going to cost them maybe more than what the miner is actually worth. And to
Yep.
go through the hassle of doing all of that. And by the time they get it, it's maybe another month or so. So I look like on websites like eBay and so forth, and I try to find people that are selling them for like $100. So and when I find one that's $100 or around that range, I say, all right, let me get that Ultra for $100.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I end up purchasing that one, and then it's usually like maybe a simple thing or whatever, something that is easy to fix. So I go and mess around with it, and I ended up repairing it. So that's pretty much what I've been doing lately. I mean, it's all right. It's fun. I mean, you might get burnt a couple of times with the with the soldering iron. It's like a learning. It's a certain learning curve as well. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to know how to solder these components that are so tiny, and you're looking under a microscope.
Yeah.
It's so tiny and it's so easy to like bridge. The solder is like kind of gets irritating when it bridges from solder points to another
Right.
one. You got to have the skill to break it off and stuff like that, and you're messing around with flux and things like that. But I like electronics, so I like to mess around with that stuff. But
You got a cool setup. I got to tell
yeah,
you, when I see your
yeah,
videos or those live ones you've done, I thought that was super cool, man. I
yeah.
much respect for
Originally,
that.
I started doing like retro Atari computer repairs like that. So I needed to get a couple of things. So which is not like because that's older equipment, so it's not like micro soldering, which you can actually
Yeah.
you don't need the microscope and all that stuff. It's easier, to do, because most of the chips are, you can just pull them out and you know place them back. But the micro soldering is like in the BGA. A lot of the chips are BGA soldered to the board, and
Yep.
and then you after you place it on, you have to make sure it's placed on correctly. I've had issues with that, and think that it doesn't work, but it's just that it's just not placed on, like accurately on the board. Like
Right.
every little
Right.
fraction of the movement of, it has to be like aligned right. If it's not aligned right and not soldered right, it's just not going to work. And when you start doing tests and you figure out it's just not communicating correctly, it's just like it'll hold you back, and it can take a long time. But it takes like skills. You have to like, you know slowly adapt to that skill to figure out,
Yeah.
if you could do it. But I've been always into electronics and stuff like that. So it's a whole learning thing. And then you have to, you're gonna spend some money. You're gonna initially, because you don't have the tools. Because every time you try to work on something, you're gonna be like, oh man, I need this thing because I can't hold this correctly, and you end up ordering more things and more things, and you
Yep.
just
Yep.
it's like a never ending thing, you know. But I mean, when you're fixing a miner and it's like worth like $600, and you fixed it for $100, you feel so good about it, you know. But
I
it's
think
it
that's the coolest to be able. I had a back in the last bull run. I had a T17 plus. I had an I'm sorry, S17 plus,
okay,
and a T17. But the S17 was just the chips had problems, and I
right,
brought it somewhere to fix it. And I watched them work on it a little bit, and it was just
yeah,
and they fixed it up, and it was working, and they got it back, and it was just like, man, I wish I could do that. I mean, it
yeah,
was just to have, because you have all these miners. I mean, it's you have to learn.
right. You
Uh,
have to learn something, because if you don't, you're gonna be
yeah,
sending it to somebody, and it's a mining thing, so you need it up and running right away.
yep,
You
yep.
ship it out, it's gonna take you a month and a half to get it, possibly. If you got to ship it out to China, and sometimes that could take a long time.
Oh, sure. And you may have to pay for shipping or whatever you got to pay for. I mean,
Shipping, yeah, and it's expensive.
it really is. I think it's a great thing to learn how to get into the. I really want to learn to get into them, and maybe one of these days we're going to chat it up off air and
Yeah,
just find out what like a beginning kit should look like
yeah,
for this, because
yeah,
I think that would be a lot of fun
yeah.
to fix them.
It,
I
it's
mean,
it's fun, and like I've been looking at like I went and purchased a 5950X CPU, but I can go ahead and look online and find one that just has like bent pins, because I can put it under the microscope and straighten out the pins. I've done it before, and it could cost me way less than that. If I can get one for like $90
yep,
instead of spending $350 with several bent pins, or even missing pins,
yeah,
and you get one that's not actually working, and just uh, remove some of the pins from the one that's not working onto the one, and you'll save a ton of money that way. I've done things like that, you know, and it's good. In a way, it's good, for the repair thing,
there's a lot of times that I wish I could at least have gotten deeper into the problem, whereas
Yeah.
I was just a regular consumer selling it on eBay. Hey, it broke. That's it. It's over.
Right, 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 right,
I couldn't
right.
go any
That's
further.
that's average person.
You know?
Something's like a TV or something is just it breaks. He's just going to replace it.
Yep.
Because a lot of times television, with the technology now, a lot of televisions, if it breaks, you're better off just buying a new one. They're gonna tell you usually like that. Hey, with the cost now,
Yep.
you got the TV that was five years old. They're gonna say you might as well just buy a new one. You know what I mean? So you go and you buy one. It's usually in, because TVs now they have like individual boards, one for the sound and whatever, for the image. And this, you could just easily actually replace it. I mean, fix it yourself, I should say. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I'd like to.
it's
I just
usually
I don't
a
want to give up so quick.
right. It's usually a bad capacitor or something, a failed capacitor. This is usually the corporate, thing. It's like a bad capacitor or something like that. Bloated capacitor. You just replace that, and it's
Yeah.
back up running. And that's a lot of the old computers that I've had done is you know they'll have power supply issues. It's a bad capacitor. I replace the back capacitor, and the capacitor will cost me cents. I replace it, and boom, it's back up and running. No,
Yep.
no big deal, you know, or maybe just like a one bad RAM chip. And if I replace that RAM chip, that's it. It's back up and running, and that costs me pennies.
See,
It's
that's
just finding the issue, that one issue that's going on. That's just
yeah.
the
Yeah.
it takes several hours to
Yeah.
fix.
You were saying
Unless
that it takes a long
unless
time
you're
sometimes.
experienced already, you had that issue already, and
Yeah.
then you start going online and you start looking at people that may have had that issue. You know, they can help you as well. You go into that, but
I
it's
love
fun.
it.
It's good. It's good. It's good to learn, and So I went and I started purchasing, equipment slowly, you know, you know, uh, uh, air heating station and soldering
Mm,
things, and so sometimes like certain what is it, soldering irons don't work as well because you're messing around with micro soldering and the tips are too thick and you need to thinner tips and you go with this pen type style. So you start moving on to, I can't work with this that well. So you start replacing because I got quite a few soldering irons and I moved to a pen style, which is way better. It's fast. You can work better, more efficient, more faster. It's less mistakes you make.
yeah,
You
man.
know. So I also watch a lot of people doing that kind of work, soldering and stuff like that. And repairs. I'm like into that, so I watch a lot of those videos. But
Yeah, I gotta, like I said, maybe one time we can talk and
yeah,
you can tell me a couple beginner pieces and
yeah,
some ideas because
sure, sure thing.
I mean I don't plan on getting out of this. I love GPU mining, CPU mining, well the ASIC mining is 50-50, but I love all the mining in general because I get to play around with the computers. You know, I get to fiddle with overclocking, trying to find those efficiencies, and I love this stuff. So I'm going to stick in it for the foreseeable future. So I figure if I'm going to keep pushing with it, I really should learn how to repair them also. So you
Right, and
know,
you told me you're into like you're like a radio host or whatever.
I started yeah, there's a local radio station that I do Sunday
Okay,
mornings. It's 8:30 in the morning on Sundays here in North Carolina. It's a
okay,
little radio, but but yeah, I got into that. It's an hour long show,
okay. So they
and
give you an hour show. That's
yeah,
the way.
I mean that's
How did
Sunday.
you get into that? Like, in other words, like,
Uh,
you
Guy at the
apply?
radio station came in trying to sell us advertising actually for
Okay,
the restaurant that I'm at,
okay,
and I said, hey, I said, do you guys have show slots? Is there like open slots and stuff? And he was like, well, yeah, there's always a slot if you wanted to do something. So I started talking to him, and he brought it to his, I guess I don't know who his office manager, producer, somebody, and I guess they don't have any crypto shows on, so
okay,
or anything like that at all. It's a local small radio station, so it's
all right,
not
okay.
out of Charlotte or out of one of the big cities, Raleigh or something. Um, so it's a small market, but
Is it an AM?
it's on
Or
AM and FM.
oh, it's both. Okay.
Yeah, where's my God, where did I put it? Because I always forget the radio station because I don't listen to my own show, so I always forget what radio station it's on. I don't listen to it. I really should.
It's like
I
me.
for,
Most of the time, I don't watch my own videos.
you know
I
what
just
I
edit them
mean?
and put them up.
Here, hang
Most
on
of the
one
time.
second.
Sometimes I look over it. If it's like on my other channel, I use like a family type of thing. Then I'll rewatch it because I see how my son or my daughter have grown. One of those.
Yeah. Here, let me there. That's it right there.
Oh, okay.
And
KTC.
let's see. Saturdays. Oh, there it is. The crypto mining morning show
Okay, cool.
right there. So that's me um
Okay.
on Sundays. But like I said, this is a small radio station. This one is way out west. I don't know why they were all the way over talking to us. This guy might have been lost. I mean, they
Oh,
broadcast out our way, but
okay.
it's not predominantly for my area. So
Oh,
you can listen online. Right here's their
okay.
online
I'll check it
thing.
out.
So yeah, I mess around with that. That's been fun. I figure, maybe I can get more people involved and interested.
Yeah.
It's a lonely thing. I think crypto mining.
Yeah, because this a lot of people, they look at it as crypto. When you mention crypto, they're like scam.
For real though. I mean, you can't talk to anybody about it. God forbid I talk to anybody about it anyway,
Yeah,
because I'm afraid they're going to come rob me. You
that's a
know,
scam. Yeah,
that's the other side. I'm paranoid. Half
yeah,
the time, and the other half the time they tell you crypto's a scam. So, you
yeah.
know, um, it's nice to meet people and be able to do things like this. I got to be honest. There's very few people that I talk to about my crypto mining.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
me too. All the people that I mainly talk to is online. That's it. Crypto. I
yep,
had a friend that I spoke to. He was like, "Scam."
yep,
It's a
yep.
scam.
Yeah, it's all a scam. I hear
Yeah,
that
it's a
too, man.
scam. Yeah, it's a scam.
It's too much with that. I don't know. I love doing it. I love
Yeah.
supporting blockchain. I love the history of
Right. I watched a lot of videos on with the crypto and how it started out and things like that. And
yep. I mean, that was my very first radio show. I did an hour of just the history from before Bitcoin even came out, the original, the OG. If you want to talk about the OGs, I did it before Bitcoin came out, all the way up to about probably into the 90s.
wow.
I did the history around, I guess, more to like around 2000 actually.
Like I've watched a lot of documentaries on people that have scammed people with Bitcoin. I like
Uh,
watching those videos, like a lot of documentaries on Bitcoin. People that
yeah.
have scammed, but I mean, the feds got involved,
Yep.
get in a lot of trouble. Like stole
Yeah.
people's crypto. They hacked and they were able to take people's Bitcoin, pretty much Bitcoin. And then
It's
they messed up and they end up getting in trouble themselves.
yeah. That's it. You start messing around. Now, you had your gold shell that had 3 power cords in it, didn't it?
Right. That was the Gold Shell KA Pro. It was the Pro one.
Yeah, they
That
don't
was
have it now. They have it. There it is. Look at that.
yeah,
Three power cords.
yeah, that's the one that I had. And I ended up using one of those ATX power supplies for it.
Yeah.
I didn't purchase the power supply. I just ended up. And actually, when I first purchased it, it was $800. And that was not too long ago. That was like about a month and a half ago, and I got rid
Um,
of it.
they're trying to get rid of
Yeah.
all of these things. I
Yeah.
mean, some of these are still kind of profitable.
Right.
Let's see here. Hang on. Let me where's my
Like I've been thinking about getting the Dogecoin one, the Dogecoin 3. And then when I look at the profitability, I go, nah.
look at that right here. So this is at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Let's shoot up. We'll go 16. We'll go to your
Okay,
neck
yeah,
of the
yeah,
woods.
let's see, yeah.
So here they are here. Look at that. The AL box, $1.
$1. You see, that's what makes me not want.
Dollar.
That's
Dude,
exactly what makes me not want to purchase it. When I see that, I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna bother with it.
now what did you have? The pro or the
I had the
regular?
Pro. I had the Pro. That's what I had, the Pro.
Negative
And when I
22
seen it
cents.
went negative, I was like, I gotta get out of this. I gotta get out of this now.
No, I'm telling you what, in a month, and that's why I love bringing screens up on my videos, is that
Yeah,
I use them for reference in a
right.
month
You're
from
right.
now.
It's good. It's
Like
good.
because this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a month update on that one. We're gonna see.
Right.
We'll see where that is then. At 22 cents now negative. Let's see if it's like $1.50 negative in a month. I mean, you'll be great. You got out.
Yeah.
Look at these. These are just so the one we just saw was the Doge 3 right there. Negative 68 cents.
There you go.
But see, I don't know if they see, this is the stuff that I see a lot. I don't know if they factor in bells,
Right.
crypto.
That's what I was looking at the other day. I didn't see Bells was in there.
Yeah, yeah, and though
Like,
it's not a lot of money for bells, but it may be an extra, 30 or 40 cents,
right,
or 30 cents even. So this 68 cents is really only, it's still negative, but
right.
I don't think they register it in here. I don't think they're doing it.
Yeah, because I
I've got
was
an
like,
SD box.
I
I've got
was
two of them.
okay. That's
I
just
love Coin.
Sire
That's one
coin.
thing that
Yeah.
I like. I like mining Coin. Coin is a cloud server
Okay.
type project where if you want to use it for storage, online storage,
Okay.
you can, and it's done. That they work through blockchain, so you actually use blockchain technology for online storage, which means that you don't need somebody to be. If your host wherever you're like Google has all your photos on it. If Google went down, Google's down. But with
Okay.
this SC coin, if they go down, your information's stored on several workstations.
Okay.
So it's like having a RAID
Right.
for your hard drives, where it can pull pieces from other ones and recreate all of yours, even if other ones are down. It's amazing technology. I love SC coin. That's the one that I mine a lot. I wish I had some of the bigger SC miners, but I don't. I thought about it. They got one here, the SC Lite, but it's not even. Let's see, how much is it losing? They just lose too much here. Yeah, even at my electricity rate, it's losing almost 50 cents a day.
Yeah.
And they're asking $900 for this miner.
Yeah.
$950.
You gotta shell out. That's what makes me think like I'm like, should I just buy it? I could put the $900 and just buy the coin. I'll have a lot of it, or should I just buy this miner? So
Yeah,
that's
I
why I
don't
was,
know.
yeah, that's why I was like, kept debating between getting one of those big A6 hosted, and I'm calculating the amounts, how much I got to put up for electricity, even though they're offering 8 cents, and you know, I don't know, man. I was going to pull the trigger and do it this week, but I just backed out of it. If I was looking at one of those, what is it, the Ice River ones with the hosting,
Yeah.
they're offering two, and I was like, should I go with the one that's like $3,000? But then I'm looking at not just 3,000. I have to pay for the I think like 2 months worth of electricity at 8 cents. I'm looking at a few $100 there. You know, right? That 3,200, practically 3,300. That I looked at that, and I'm doing all this kind. I mean, and it sounds good in a way in the long run. And then I was looking at I was like, it's my first time hosting. Maybe I should just go lower end, the 199, just to test the waters, and see what's gonna happen, because I don't know how if it's going to be worth it or not, because they're offering 8 cents. They got that 8 cents
Oh,
offer.
so you'd be at 8 cents? All right, let's drop down
Yeah,
to
I
eight
would be
cents.
at 8 cents if I did it with Ice River.
So you would be getting this Ice River is the KS5M.
Right.
So
At that KS5M last week,
right there.
when I was thinking about this last week, should I go with it was at $20. Look at it now.
That's in a week.
That's why I said no, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. You're better off just if I'm gonna put $3,000, just buy the coin for 3,000. Why can't I just buy the coin for $3,000 and just shut up? Because it's too risky. I'm like, and I'm gonna have to pay electricity after. I still gotta pay electricity. I have to pay.
No.
With Ice River, it's $20 setup fee. You got these little fees. You gotta. So I'm like, just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I mean, I'm be lucky if I break even within a year.
I
And I
don't
just
think this miner will be any better than any other miner in a year. I
right.
mean,
So I just said, don't do it. Don't do it. Do not do it. I just held off on it. Do not do it. Go for it. It's just like not going to be worth it. And I say, maybe I should just do the, K, whatever, KS5, whatever, L, do that. It's less of a risk. It's I won't be risking another 1,000 and change. And then I'm doing the calculations and I'm like, it's just not worth it. Don't do it. I just hold off. They're going to probably come out with something better, and then the time to deploy, that's another thing, for them to deploy it. When are they going to deploy this? Is it, it's not going to be right away.
I know, right? It's going to be
It might
another
not be
week.
right away. It might be another week or so. Because I saw that Bitmain, they slashed the prices, right?
Yeah.
So I looked at the Bitmain ones. I was like, wow, I can get a Bitmain one for the price of these. But when I looked at the deployment, it's not going to be till like November, December. So I said, nah, forget about it. It's just so long, the deployment's going to be, you're looking at November, December to deploy one of those with let's say that other hosting company. I'm like, and by the time you get it, man, forget it. I'm just like, let me hold off. I mean, it's just, I ended up not wanting to do it, It's like,
see, everything is just, it's, I don't know. It feels like every time you try to, I'll tell you, it's about one of the only things that discourages me with mining. And I love it. It's just that, when you try to get into it, unless you got 20, 30 grand, to buy one of these monsters,
exactly.
What are you going to do? You're going to wait for the scraps like the KS0, and you're going to get these smaller miners that we can afford,
right?
But they're only viable for just such a small window, and you're left out in the cold again. And and then next year they come out with a new miner, and the people that spent 30 grand last year, now they're pissed. I mean, I feel like they come out so fast now with new miners, especially Bitmain, obviously. And then when Ice River came on the scene,
they hit those shovels.
I remember when Ice River came on the scene, people were calling them a scam. They didn't work.
Right.
They were all over them. They had they the ones had that Offspring.
Right, Offspring, yeah.
There was so many miners out back then, and people were calling them all scams, and they did well for themselves. But you can't get ahead of it. Not somebody like me, at least. I mean, I'm an average Joe. I make average money. I have a decent home. I live a modest lifestyle. I have a ton of fun, and I spend this as a hobby. But I can't afford 20,000. I can't afford 10,000 to drop on a miner to roll the dice on 10 grand.
Right. Even if I have the 10, 20,000, I'm too afraid to drop that money because because if I lose that money, it's gonna hurt me, and I'm gonna think I could have used it for my daughter's school or whatever,
Anything.
And I could have bought other things. I could have bought a car,
a
brand
car.
new freaking car. This is gonna last you years. You don't have to worry, like that. An entire vehicle, brand new car. I could have bought
It's too much. There's a lot going on out there, but I'm still plugging away. I'm not going anywhere. I like doing it. I have a blast.
It's fun. I like doing it too.
I might be a small miner, in the grand scheme of things, but I'm having a blast doing it, and I get to meet new people. I get to meet you, and I'll be honest, when I get to talk to people about stuff like this, I feel rejuvenated. I feel like I'm not alone.
So now, like, I'm dipping and diving into this freaking salad mining. I'm testing the waters.
I'm waiting for you so I can watch all your mistakes, and then I can do the opposite.
I'm testing the waters. I don't know how good this is gonna be, but I'll see what happens. But
I love it.
Just trying it out. But right now, I'm just like, let me just. I kind of want to go into Dogecoin. I want to have a bag of that. I'm way behind. I don't have nothing. I only have like 6 coins of that. But if you have like already like a lot of the coin, then you could just take a little more risk and say, "Oh, let me get this miner." You know what I mean? To see what happens if you're ready.
Well, that's what I did with Caspa. I got to be honest. That Caspa money, I CPU mine that, and I CPU or excuse me, GPU mine that. I wasn't early enough to CPU mine it, but I GPU mined it, and I mined the hell out of that back then. And I just paid my electric bill and didn't even think of it. And I'll be honest, it wasn't until Caspa was hitting like 15, 16 cents and it was shooting up to 17, 18. It wasn't until then, about what is about 6 months ago.
When you started, how much Caspa was up to? When I started Caspa, it was at 1 cent. I started mining it with the GPUs.
That's probably right around where I mined it. I wouldn't doubt if it was right at that or lower. You know what I got into it? I got to give a hat tip to Son of a Tech.
Okay.
He's the one who got me. He started Caspa mining back when nobody even was. People were making fun of him. You're going to lose your shirt. You don't even know what this coin is. Right. And he turned all of his rigs on it. And I was like, you know what? I'm doing it too. Right. And I only turned one of my rigs on it, but I mined it. That's all I did. And I used that money to buy, to do all the other fun stuff I've been doing. And that's why I use it for play money. I mean, it's money. Don't get me wrong, but I haven't put it in my bank account yet. Right. It's just been over on the blockchain. So I've had some fun with it though, buying different miners and minting those coins and still, still got a little bag, not as big as I used to, but I still keep some for sure. Same with Dogecoin, always keep some. But so, that's been it. That's been the story, man.
Yeah.
Just checking on my.
I'm gonna keep mining and messing around with my salad rigs, salad rigs. I mean,
the money's there. It sounds like your computers are obviously more than fine. I mean, to do what it needs.
Yeah.
You got the big thing I always hear is the RAM. You got to have good RAM, and at
That's
least the 3060.
Yeah, you're right, 3060. Yeah, I went and purchased the RAMs recently. I was like, I gotta get up to 64 gigabytes. People are saying minimum should be 64.
Yeah,
I did that. So the other one I was messing around with it all day, and pretty much yesterday, and I shoved in the RAM, the 64 gigabytes of RAM that I just got for that one as well, with the 3060. And the other one I got which is running now, which it got supposedly a container. Someone's using it.
Hey man, it's a start. At least it works, right?
Yeah, I got that one on solar. I hooked up on solar.
Yeah.
So it's good. So on idle, I'm monitoring the power. On idle, it runs about 60 watts, which is not bad. So it's on solar, and when it's on idle, it's 60 watts. So when I just checked it yesterday, with this supposedly container person using it, it's at about 120 watts, which is not that bad either,
That's not that bad.
Running on the batteries because it's the nighttime, so it's running on the batteries. So now
that's like your ice rivers. Those were running on 100 watts too, yeah?
Yeah, those are 100 watts.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. Now, if you were getting containers that were popping you like $5 a day or something.
Oh, I'm waiting for that.
I mean,
I'm waiting for that moment. I've heard people $7, $9 a day, and if I can get that, I'm gonna be happy. They're like, people like, oh, I'm doing like GPU. The GPU is like 4060 or 4070, and I'm getting $7 containers, and I've heard that.
That's a lot. Yeah. See, I just haven't done it yet. That's this one. That's this next computer here. That's that Ryzen 7 that I have. I have it CPU mining, but it's totally pointless because I got 64 gigs of RAM. I got a 3060 Ti in it. I mean, it's a Ryzen 7. I mean, it's built for salad, you'd almost think, So I gotta give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm giving it a shot. I'm gonna, see how that turns out, you know.
Yeah.
But I like the idea that you can have this machine running on idle, low power, and someone can rent it, and you'll be able to make some money out of it. I like that thing, It's like, you're like a host, like a server host.
That's what SC Coin does, but with hosting for data. So it's a cloud storage.
Yeah.
That's their whole thing. That's SC Coin. That's the one that I mine with my gold shell. That's them. It's online storage, and you can rent it out. So you rent out that storage, and then you make money on that. It's the same idea with that. That one's storage. This one's using your actual computer for projects and stuff with Salad. But yeah, I like that idea. That's why I like SC Coin, because it's all blockchain related. Where Salad is really its own little thing. It's not really mining. It's
Right, right, right. It's yeah,
so.
exactly. It's not really mining.
And I
It's
feel
just
bad. I feel like I'm cheating on my wife, or something. I'm cheating on my miners here. I'm gonna take my CPU miner and put it on Salad, and you know, I don't want to feel like I'm giving up on mining, but
nah.
you got
I wouldn't completely. I would still stay. Like I'm just doing the stressing at the salad. I'll still mine. I like the mining thing too. Too.
I love it. I
You know.
like I said, the overclocking, trying to find the efficiency, and just learning about them, different coins and things, and the different projects. There's so many cool projects out there. Um, I think it's super cool to do it. I've had a lot of fun. That's all I
Yeah.
can say. I'm
Yeah.
not
It's
giving
fun.
it up. My wife wishes I'd give it up, but
Yeah, well, my wife hasn't bothered me about it because she has her things. She does her mm, things that she does, a little projects that she's doing. So I don't even bother her about it. I just
nah.
sometimes I'll say when she orders these Amazon things, I'm like, "You got more junk?"
And
Yeah,
no, my wife is not interested in this at all. She is
yeah,
not excited about it. No, so kind of pure on my own. So I got my son into a little bit of mining. I got him 2 cell phones for his tray. I got one of those trays, and I bought him 2 phones for it. So he
okay,
configured them and he got them going, and but he's not doesn't seem too interested either. So, but it's cool though. I love doing it. It's a good hobby
yeah, it's a good hobby. Like
for
there's some,
sure.
like I follow some big guys too. Like I don't know if you heard of him, Bits Be Tripping.
Sure, sure, sure,
Yeah,
sure.
he's like really huge. Like I mean, he was doing the years ago the GPU mining thing, you
Yep.
know, and now he's got this big warehouse with he's putting up all these big miners of Bitcoin miners. Like he's gotten really really big, man, with them.
And I've seen his channel, and he's got yeah, he buys these Bitcoin miners, but you got to think about that too. That he bought those miners 2 years ago,
Right,
and unless you're getting some incredible electricity rate, the new miners that come out that are
right,
double the hash rate,
right,
he's already in another year he'll be obsolete. He won't be making any money,
right.
and
That's
he
that's the
spent a
thing.
million bucks.
That's another thing too. I've seen a lot of people go down, like they just had to shut everything off. Went out of pretty much with the whole mining operation just went out of business. Like they had to shut the whole thing down because if you renting a facility, it's going to cost you a lot of money. And then on top you got to pay the electricity cost. I could imagine the electricity bill.
Oh my god. No way. Well,
What?
they had a substation put in at his location
Right,
because of the amount
right.
of power he was pulling. They had to put a whole substation there just for him so he can get enough juice out of that.
Yeah.
It's
Man, the
crazy.
bill must be tremendous, though. Just to look at the numbers, even though you could pay for it, when you think about it, you say, "Wow!"
It's nuts. It's through the roof on that, man. I would love to get into hosting. I would love to rent something out down here
Okay,
and start a hosting facility.
yeah,
I think that would be a lot of fun.
it,
Um,
it, it might work out. It might work out. It's just
you
one of
know,
those. all coins might explode and say, wow, I got a good amount of money, you know.
Yep, that's kind of where I'm thinking. I'm thinking that my next big adventure may be looking into renting somewhere and maybe trying to start up something for hosting and find out what my electricity rate would be. Excuse me, if I was from a business point of view rather than residential. You
Right,
know,
right.
you business gets even cheaper, and if I can get down to 8 cents as residential, I may get down to 6.5 or even 7 cents as commercial. So I got to look into that and see. But if I could get down to like 7 cents,
Yeah.
that'd be something. That'd be a lot of fun. That'd be cool. I don't know if I could rent it out to anybody. I don't know if anybody's gonna send me their stuff, but I think it'd be a fun time to try, especially if you can get cheap electricity.
Yeah.
But
That's the whole thing.
yeah,
It's the electric cost. I wish I could get it for like 2 cents, 2-3 cents. That would be amazing. But that electricity cost can hold you back. You know, it'll hold you back to deploying X amount of miners and stuff like that.
is it rabbit mining? Which one is it? Let me look real quick. No, not rabbit mining. It's hobbyist miner.
Okay,
Hobbyist miner. He
he's
lives.
moving up. He's moving up.
Yeah, but my man, he's actually in Canada, and he's got somebody that lives out in, I don't want to say in the sticks, but out a ways, and their
Right.
electricity is like 6 cents or something like that.
Okay.
That's why he's grown his farm so big, because he's got like 5 or 6 cents electricity rate. That's what he
Okay.
pays. It is absolutely insane what he pays for electricity at his friend's place, because he's renting out property from his friend, I think,
That that's rabbit, right? Right.
and that's the thing, is that he's got cheap electricity, super cheap electricity, like so there's no question. Of course, if I was him too, if I had 6 cents electricity rate, I'd have every single thing turned on.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
run
Exactly.
everything. He's doing real well with it. But anyway, that's it for me.
Yeah.
I gotta start getting my stuff together here. I gotta call work.
All right.
What
So
do I got?
let's end this video. So that's it for the video, guys. And check out Euclid Mining.
Here, let me get a
He's got a
little
good
shameless
channel.
plug. Let me get a plug
Yeah.
in here.
Put it in there. Throw it in there. So
There
it's
you
good.
go.
So you guys could check out Euclid Mining. Follow him, and he's got a lot of good information, a lot of good videos. And thanks for watching. And we are out of here. And thanks for watching, Ninja Kid, and whoever
Thanks,
else
Ninja
was
Kid.
at his routes. And we'll catch you guys on the next video. And we're out of here. Peace out. Latest.